And then I would also ask, Your Honor, again, just emphasizing the importance of maintaining an accurate record. To the extent that the court is going to be relying on anything, I mean, off-the-cuff comments about something that someone may have reported in the media, that's really third-hand information. I think that if counsel is going to be making factual assertions, they need to be made as either a formal offer of proof or a declaration with supporting exhibits attached. And I don't think that the court has limited in any way defense counsel's ability to file articles, newspaper articles, or whatever kind of accounts he thinks is going to support his motion, but just simply in the middle of proceedings saying, hey, I heard that the city council is talking about this case again, without the context in which it's being spoken about is just unfair.
Let's just stop right there. As an officer of the court, Mr. Nelson was noting something that was in progress almost. He has the right to do that. You have a right to criticize it as not being sufficiently supported by declarations and affidavits. My response to his declaration was to say it was noted, nothing more, no findings. And I would expect that he follows it up with perhaps some filings. I cannot expect Mr. Nelson to step out of these proceedings where we've been in session since 8:30 this morning to file affidavits to add to his record on a motion I'm going to be reading about and deciding tonight for tomorrow morning. I don't think it's fair to criticize either side. Either side. You should not be criticizing each other for noting for the record things that are happening in an emergent manner. It should be followed up. I agree with a good record is much better. But for an officer of the court to make a notation, he's entitled to do that. Whether he wants to just rest on that is fine. I think your answer to give me that transcript and a URL to listen to is also very appropriate, very important for me to look at these questions. But let's recognize the fact that the state has a lot of lawyers on this case who can sit outside this courtroom and start grinding out things. Mr. Nelson does not have the same level of support. How many lawyers now are admitted pro hoc vice and are working for the state on this case so far, Mr. Slisher? Is it 10, 12?
I don't have that number, Your Honor, but I do know that the Police Federation, the union, is funding the defendant's defense, and they have...
Let's not talk about that. We're not talking about how things are funded. I'm just saying, I can understand why what I'm saying is, I can understand why the state is able to produce affidavits and memos so quickly, because there are a lot of lawyers working outside this courtroom. I can't expect that Mr. Nelson would walk in this afternoon with affidavits when we've been in jury selection all day.
And
I think what we're getting into is criticizing each other's performance. Let's not do that. You do your own performance, you let the court evaluate whether it's enough. We're going to go forward, make your record, make it as good as you want to make it. I'll decide based on the record that's before me, and if it's not good enough, I'll say so. And to be honest, I'm not going to talk about this second press conference. I'm not going to talk about it. Make your submissions. I prefer now they be in writing, and we stop talking about it. I've asked Minneapolis to stop talking about it. They keep talking about it. We keep talking about it. Everybody just stop talking about it. Let me decide what the ramifications are. Are we clear on this? We're adjourned for the day. Submit your additional submissions in writing, not oral. Thank you.